Hello, this is Fritz-Ay says, and welcome back to Eden's Reach. Oh, I've been so excited about this. The team is going on their first mission with Miles, and oh man. We got to see Benji's tricked out ride with Corvus and the AI car. And yeah, looks like we're going to a party. Let's get started. The mission that starts the battle of my life. Benji presses a button near the car's wheel. Its systems activating all at once. Hard light panels just above our head, as well as neon linings on the sides and corners light up. Facial recognition. Benjamin Corvus. Running GA reconfirmation algorithm. The AI's voice was near perfect in mimicking an actual person's, save for the few imperfections of cybernized tonality. Driver module confirmed. Prefer settings activated. Running passenger identification procedure. The panel in the middle lights up. Electrical beeps in quick succession signaling procedures starting and finishing in the blink of an eye. Current passenger identities confirmed. Oswald Aloysius and Miles Biani. I pay the AI little to no mind as it just so happens to invade my personal information. After all, I've been getting my fair share of that over the past week or so. I look outside the window to my right instead, seeing Benji slowly drive out of the driveway and into the road. Alright, hope you guys had your bathroom breaks, because this is a one-way trip until we get the job done. Benji steps on the pedal harder, accelerating the car. I take a deep breath, letting myself get comfortable for how long this ride's going to take. Our raccoon driver turns around the block. I take a glance at Oswald in the back seat. His eyes are closed. By the looks of it, he's anything but worried. Quite the opposite, actually. He's eerily relaxed, almost like he's dozing off. A deafening silence fills the car, underlined only by the muffled hum of the engine. Hey, Benji? Yeah, bud? He doesn't break eye contact from the road. I point timidly toward the radio between us. All right. Forgot that you were one of those musically inclined folk. He turns it on before letting me choose the music. All yours, DJ. I quickly take my phone and scan it on the radio. Corvus recognizes my playlist, cueing it onto the system as the back of the cars light up. Sound system enabled. Current playlist. Chill lo-fi beats to save the world to by Miles. I quickly get flustered as the robotic voice says the name of the playlist, the raccoon chuckling in response. Real smooth, hotshot. Tunes ain't got a bad start either. I nod at him before looking out of the window beside me, watching the car move towards the main road. Sora Boulevard, which means one thing. We're in Midtown now. The road from here on out is pretty straight, from what I remember, though the Skyway to Uptown isn't. I never really had a reason to go there, seeing as it was a hub for celebrities and other rich people who want a gated community. I certainly never felt an ounce of belonging there, but that never really bothered me. Well, up until now, that is. This is pretty good music, Miles. You make it yourself. Yeah, I did. This was music I just recycled from an old college project. It's not my best work, if I'm being honest. You kidding? If you need more of an objective scale, you got old Grumpy Pants behind us lightening up a bit. And he looked behind us to see Oswald's expression indeed softening, like he was in a daze. Mind you, the sound system's closer to him, too. You're pretty talented, though, all things considered. My moods light up from Benji's compliment. Thanks. That means a lot, you know. Don't mention it. Out of everything I thought I'd lose, Sharing my music was one of the most painful things to lose from my old life. I'm glad that, in some semblance or another, I get to keep doing it, even if it's just for a smaller audience. I see the sun getting ready to set to that amazing golden hour experience. A wave of nostalgia hits me, as if seeing it again after so many months of living in the city hasn't made me appreciate it any less than I have that first time I saw it. Just as I eagerly stare at the sun from the tinted window, the car quickly rises onto the skyway, slightly obscuring it as lampposts and fences get in the way. I sigh as we enter into the tunnel, small bulbs of light guiding the way to the road. While Benji's headlights light up a few meters in front of us, for the most part it was mostly darkness. The faint rumbling of the wheels across the asphalt road echo in my ears, lulling me into a short, drowsy feeling, urging me to close my eyes. As I do, the sounds around me phase out, save for the music playing. I slowly imagine floating on the beach, just letting my worries wash away with the waves. The distant sea echoes with the music, making my body feel lighter. I imagine the cool breeze that comes with the crashing waves. I never did make the most out of the beach of Bayline City, huh? Just letting nature envelop me with my own personal touch of music. A glimmer of light pierces my blackened vision. I gradually come to from my daydreaming, as the light at the end of the tunnel gleams and blinds the exit point, its orange hue clear to see. We pass through the exit, and a most magnificent sight greets us. I've never seen Bayline City from here. The sun sets exactly in its golden position, almost making the city look like it's made out of gold. The waves ebb and flow clear in the view from here, and the rustling of the bushes and trees by the cliffside make for a home. My home.
What do you think, Hotshot? Take the sunset in. You'll be fighting for it soon enough.
That's right. I am fighting for this sunset, for the calming breeze and the rolling waves. This place is my home. The home that I thought I lost. Now it's the home I'll fight to protect. It doesn't take long for us to pass the arch welcoming us to Uptown. This district's notoriously closed off from the rest of the populace, since a lot of the celebrities and businessmen are known to hang around or just straight up live here. That hasn't stopped the paparazzi drones, though, as a swarm of them zoom past us from where I can assume is a building with the spotlights lighting up the growing night sky.
It's already started. We'll be right on time.
Benji opens up his spotlights as the night grows, though the streetlights were in no short supply on the road to Uptown. A bit more of the drive goes by before the building comes into view, but we don't need to get any closer to see how fancy it looks from the outside.
These Richies love to reflect themselves in everything around them, huh?
Benji mumbles under his breath as a scowl forms on his face, his hands tensing on the wheel.
Glittery and perfect on the outside, but absolutely shitty on the inside.
I stay silent as the music dies down, the mood definitely gone down with it. I guess this is just what's bound to happen, considering what we're about to do. As we start to see the infrastructure mixing with the local greenery, Oswald begins fiddling with his own glowing tattoo, breaking the hard light illusion which melds his rolled back sleeve. I guess I need to get ready too. I do have to keep a lookout for Benji and Oswald after all. Mind if I do a comms check, Benji? The raccoon gives me a thumbs up before I activate the interface. It quickly scans for Benji and Oswald's phones, connecting the three devices.
Neural link established.
Well, time to see if this works. Test?
Hear you loud and clear, Hotshot. Pretty wacky tech. Fine on my end.
Their voices echo in my head, but it's otherwise pretty clear. That's pretty trippy. Benji's ears twitch, likely because of the sound check. He sighs in annoyance.
You tell me. I still feel it ringing.
I cringe at the thought of having feedback in your own head. I've had my fair share of feedback as a DJ, and it's never pretty, even after a few dozen times. It'll wear off, I guess?
Heh, real reassuring.
We eventually reach the roundabout near the structure, its golden aura emanating from the marble it was built from. Benji turns into an empty lot behind the building. As this section of the venue was designated for staff, the attendees for the charity party would have no other reason to be here. We're quick to find an empty space, getting the car into a nice, snug position before Benji turns off the engine.
Gotta unload some stuff, Miles. Come help?
I nod as we both get out of the car. As I turn around, Oswald stands in front of me. His eyes, rather blank, point to the ground. Oswald, is something wrong? He takes a moment for my voice to register, as his expression barely changes, just with a smidge of surprise from him.
Sorry. I'll help with the gear.
He quickly turns to Benji, lifting the door of the car's trunk as a raccoon meticulously takes all of the equipment out. I guess that means I'm not needed there anymore. I take a bit to look at the parking lot as the two get ready. All my stuff is either already on me or in my pockets, so there shouldn't be anything for me in the trunk. It's surprisingly a lot dimmer at the back than what the front of the building would imply, not to mention the lack of any people. Quite convenient to hide unwanted things, or unwanted people.
Miles!
Benji's voice catches my attention, and I quickly jog back to the two as Oswald closes the trunk with an audible thump.
All right. Ray told me that there's no back door, so we're just going to waltz in through the main entrance.
Won't we stand out if we go in that way?
We'll be standing out either way. Besides, there's some stairs to the side for staff to come in unnoticed. Chances are we'll get in without a hitch.
Well, I can't deny the advice of the thief in the group. We walk towards the side of the venue, up a handicap ramp that leads us to the staff entrance. Benji leads the way as he swipes a key card, probably counterfeit, to unlock the door, ushering us in before closing it behind us. As soon as we set foot in the venue, it was clear to me that I am out of my element here. It's all gaudy, clearly compensating for how crass people can be in these functions. Money can make people beautiful, but it also can't make rotten things fresh. Worst of all, pretty much all of the truth lies in what material they used for building this place, leaving little to nothing for these people. Always so fake, without any of the heart. It's completely against how I approach people as a DJ. Oswald eyes the second floor, where most of the well-dressed folk were headed. He taps Benji on the shoulder, signaling the supposed location of the party. He nods as he whispers something to the wolf, with me lagging behind the two after their exchange. They pick up the pace, making me follow suit. Benji suddenly slows down, though his pace matching mine. He looks me straight in the eye as he discreetly hands me a fake ID for the staff here. I quickly pin it on my jacket, but before I can pay any attention to walking again, my foot suddenly stops at the first step of the stairs, nearly making me trip. A grip stops my descent, however. Benji's grip, the thief's deft hands quickly picking me back up and brushing me off. I give him a nod, but we're interrupted by Benji's attention shifting to the people behind us, with less than pleasant expressions on their faces. They weren't just eyeing us, no. They weren't interested in my blunder at all. They instead seemed to be completely focused on Benji, quickly talking amongst themselves after observing every square inch of him before going up the stairs. I look in his direction, and his expression's not one I've seen from him before. He's covering it up, but I can see that he's dejected, disheartened. Benji, are you...
We're lagging behind. Oswald's already on the second floor.
Benji quickly fixes himself up before practically sprinting up the stairs towards the wolf. I hastily follow suit, the view of this charity event rapidly becoming clear as day for me. Glittery dresses and sparkling drinks, endless chatter mixing into a cacophony of mindless complaints and gossip. Slow, classy, yet aged music. These set the tone that societies are known for. It's always felt so foreign, yet so familiar. How many parties have I been to that are exactly like this? Oswald disappearing among the crowd of entrepreneurs, investors, and people with money to wave around. That leaves me with Benji. His mood has only worsened the deeper we go. His ears start twitching and leaning in certain places, as if he's listening to all the garbage these people are spewing. I guess it's worth a shot to take a listen.
How repulsive. Be careful, darling, and might bump into you. Who let him in?
Voices accompany glares, all darting towards Benji. A noticeable gap formed around him, his body visibly becoming more and more tense, his shoulders twisting inwards as his hands shook in his own restraint. Then a large, haughty voice pierces through all the whispers of the guest, catching my and Benji's attention.
A raccoon? How nostalgic! I used to own one of those little buggers. He gave us quite the sight with his performances in the rink. Glad that there are some good gems among the rough.
Benji's growling, low and audible under his breath, and he suddenly starts to turn as I shift my focus back on him. In that split second, I saw for the very first time his pure, unveiling anger. Glimpses of it came up with Ellie, but this is as if he lost his composure in that single moment, as if he's lost any sense of reason, his level-headedness replaced with a desire for the noise to stop, to make it stop. In a split second, I quickly anchor myself in place, stopping his advance to the screeching halt. Benji. 1,000 words float in my head, and yet, that's the only thing I could say. The only thing I can say. This isn't Benji. I can feel it. This is a part of him that people thrust onto him. Stifled anger created by the weight of the past? That's what it was. All I can wish for is that he can come to his senses before he hurts himself in his anger. He looks at me before reassessing his surroundings. Wide-eyed, he clears his throat, his eyes turning glassy-eyed before he recomposes himself.
I'm fine. Come on. We need to find Oz.
He turns back towards the stage, but in that same motion, he grasps my hands firmly, yet discreetly. His grasp, he's still trembling. Whether it's from some lingering anger or something else, I can't tell anymore from his steeled expression. Deep down, though, I can understand what he's telling me.
I need you, right now, to keep me calm.
And so we kept walking. The people didn't stop talking about Benji, but as long as I hold his hand, he won't lose control anymore. He needed me, and that feeling, it's something else. Something foreign, yet familiar at the same time. Benji and I quickly stride through the crowd, hand in hand, as Oswald's tall figure comes into view. He's standing an awkward distance to the side of the stage, where a bar is set up, connected to the said stage. A bartender is making small talk with the wolf, and the raccoon's ears perk up.
Finally!
The bartender was a bull, his face a bit familiar, though I can't place it on my own. His name should be Ray, Benji's contact that he told us in our briefing. I follow Benji's lead as the raccoon ushers me to the other side of the bar, sitting on one of the booths.
What'll you two fine gents be having?
What'll be having your finest bottle of Shimmering Atlas, my friend?
Simmering Atlas. Quite an obscure blend. A connoisseur?
Just a casual partaker.
Ray glances my ways, locking eyes with me as he does so.
Ah, but forgive my fellow staff here for inconveniencing you. He was running late, and he must have gotten lost on the way.
No, not at all. He's been great.
He smirks my way, his tone shifting to one of genuine appreciation. I blush from his subdued compliment, shivering my way to the side in a panic.
If I get my drink soon, I suppose I'll have some good words to say to your superiors. Now, the Shimmering Atlas.
Right away, sir. We don't have them at our reserve, however. We have to get them at the back, though if you and your friend would like to accompany me to them.
That would be best. Come, my friend.
He signals Oswald to follow, the wolf half-heartedly following as he gazes at me. He gives me a stern look, followed by a nod. I respond likewise, the three disappearing into the door closed to the bar. Suddenly, Benji's voice echoes through my mind, muting out the mindless chatter around me.
All right. I got Ray on the line. I found a possible escape route for us to use when we get out. Ray made sure to clear a path for us tonight. It's the one place with a blind spot from the surveillance points.
Benji's right. Got y'all an easy out, little resistance. Especially when you guys stir up some trouble.
Good. Account for anything.
Miles, you copy?
Yes, what is it, Ray?
I'll be sending these folks their merry way. Heading to you now, so get your ass on the sound panel, got it?
Right. I quickly made my way to said sound panel next to the bar, getting familiar with the equipment and my routine checks. Despite everything, at least this stays consistent with my job description. Adjusting sound levels, getting a feel for the acoustics. Surprisingly archaic tech from what I expected Uptown to have. Midtown's got better specs than this. Hell, I had better specs than this. Suddenly, someone taps on my shoulder.
Hey, puppy. Chill, my guy. Just me.
Oh, Ray, was it?
Yup, and you're Miles, right?
I chuckled nervously despite him looking rather friendly, and I was never good at talking to strangers, especially if I was alone with them. Yeah, how do you know who I am?
I mean, I guess you wouldn't recognize me, but I saw your performance at the club. You are amazing out there. It's no wonder you're part of Oz and Benji's group.
That's not what happened, but... I clear my throat as it closes up, cutting me off. Just don't startle me when I'm focused, okay? I need it to keep me going on this soundboard. Ray takes a moment to process it until it hits him. He smacks his forehead before backing away back to his bar.
Oh, right. Sorry.
He rummages under the bar before looking at me. His expression shifts, however, his eyes darting to me and something or someone behind me.
Shit. The White Lions.
What? His mouth points behind me, and I turn to see a group of lions all in rather dapper clothing, yet quite clearly armed.
Shit. I knew they'd be here, but not this many.
I shake my head in confusion. Excuse me, who are they now?
The White Lions Crusade. A private task force Eden Corp's employs, and, well, they mean business.
Well, that complicates things for us. I activate my communicator, phoning in with Benji and Oswald. Guys, the White Lion Crusade is here, with more personnel on guard.
Got it, Hotshot. Keep us posted on the situation.
Right. After dropping the call, I start scrolling through the system's available tracks, Nearly all of them were classic jazz and just straight up classical tracks. No variety with it either. A lot of these would sound the same enough that people can just ignore it, as if it doesn't exist at all. I mean, I guess I can pick this one. It's just another piano track with different chord progressions.
Psst, Miles.
Yeah, Ray?
A lion's coming this way.
I look at the direction of the white lions, and indeed there is. He was rather lax and looked pretty bored, but he was otherwise coming up to us intentionally.
Ah, what a pain in the ass, this event.
Ray has visible sweat beads forming as he clears his throat, recomposing himself.
Hello, sir. What up?
The lion looks back in the direction he came from before taking his seat in the booth.
Mind if I sit?
No, not at all, sir. He blows his mane upwards, quickly getting comfortable leaning on the bar.
Thanks. I swear, if I had to hear those crusty old geezers talk about a pedicure one more time, I was going to tear my fur out.
Who were they, might I ask? The lion clicks his tongue towards the middle-aged woman with champagne glasses, laughing at some discussion they're having.
Well, I'm glad to have assisted you, sir.
He turns around as he blows a raspberry.
What's with all the sir bullshit? Just call me Diego, man. You're gonna make me feel old.
Whatever you say, Diego. Ray tries his best to form a smile, but it's clear that he's still irked by Diego's presence. To be honest, even I'm a bit wary of him being here with us.
Yikes. You okay there, bud? You look like you're about to keel over.
No, nothing at all. Just a bit intimidated. Ray does a wide motion with his hands. The lion blinks, training the bull's gaze towards his bicep, the visible muscle tensed from Diego leaning on the bar.
Eyes up here, bull. Just because I'm wearing a vest doesn't mean you'll get free pickings.
I wasn't. The lion lets out a hearty laugh, loud enough to catch the attention of the people nearby.
Could have fooled me. Better point that muzzle of yours in a less obvious direction, then.
Diego turns as he completely leans his whole weight onto the bar. He spots two young women passing by the bar, clicking his tongue as he flirtatiously growls at them, the women giggling to themselves in return.
Say, bull, you know where a guy can smooze up some folks to get to those ladies?
Yeah, those two over there. They're mothers. He points towards the two middle-aged women they were talking about earlier, much to Diego's chagrin.
Right. No dice.
As Diego mourns his lost opportunities with the ladies, the song I was playing on the system ends. As the next track plays, I start to readjust the equalization, slowly raising and lowering the knobs to get the perfect setting. As soon as I get it just right, however, a hand suddenly slams onto the table the sound panels were on, throwing my adjustment off. Hey, what the... It's Diego. His hand was keeping me from talking to him directly.
Wait. Don't talk yet. No hints.
His other free hand was smacking his forehead, as if he was thinking something. He's certainly animated.
Alright, got it. Lo-fi, synthwave EDM.
I'm sorry, what?
Music genres. Just kinda guessing, based on your whole look and vibe.
I chuckle nervously as he scratches. He's a lion, yes, but he's actually pretty friendly. I'm not sure he'd change his tune if he found out why I was really here, though. My mind starts to wander to the thought of having to fight Diego. He's not malicious or some mustache-twirling villain as the name White Lions Crusade makes its members out to be. I can't just forget that. If the situation goes wrong, what am I supposed to do? The snapping of fingers in front of my face brings me back to reality.
Hey! You're spacing out.
What? Sorry. I quickly recall what he was talking about, snapping back to reality. Lo-fi synth and country.
Yes! 2 out of the 3, baby. Better than my last try.
The lion pumps his fist in victory. Even though he didn't get all of it right, he extends his hand to the side of my sound panels, and I'm left there, stunned.
I'm Diego, but you probably already know that.
I hesitate to take his hand, even more so to reveal my name. Instead, I do an awkward attempt at a handshake, shaking it once and letting go immediately.
Yep, Ro's definitely gonna eat his words now. I knew I could mingle with the folks around these parties.
As the lion celebrates to himself, someone else comes closing in onto the stage, a fennec based on those long ears and yellowish fur. Though despite walking towards us, he wasn't getting any much taller than Diego, nor Ray for that matter. Heck, getting closer to look at him, I think I'm taller than him. The way he carries himself, though, he's definitely spelling out sophisticated or out of your league.
Evening, gentlemen. I was made aware of a commotion coming from the stage area. I suppose I need not investigate for too long, though.
Diego turns to the fennec, but the latter already eyeing the former from head to toe.
You do understand that you are in an Eden Corpse charity ball, correct? In case you're kind of still uninformed, we have strict decorum and conduct within these halls.
Diego clicks his tongue in annoyance.
What's that supposed to mean?
The fennec scoffs in reply.
To be blind to the debased manner in which you carry yourself is beyond me, though I'd expect no less from a lion.
His tone lingers and sours upon the mention of the word lion, which ticks Diego off.
Who the hell do you think you are?
His assailant is unfazed, chuckling under his covered muzzle.
Ah, there's that defensive nature with a broken pride. It blinds you to the fact of the matter, a truth that your naturally underdeveloped brain can comprehend. The hell you say to me?
Diego squares up against the fennec, unflinching as he closes his eyes and shakes his head.
Diego, that's enough.
A voice was low, commanding echo, coming from the direction of the white lions. Another much more imposing lion comes into view between the two, pulling Diego back from the fennec.
What the hell, Ro? I just gotta...
The older lion growls at Diego, immediately silencing his protest. With a quick exhale, his expression softens, facing back towards the fennec.
Forgive my staff for their disruptive behavior, Savayu. We did not mean to cause trouble to you or your esteemed guest.
The fennec, Vayu, smiles softly to the older lion.
I expected more from you, Roland. I'd have assumed you told all your guards, however unnecessary they may be, about who's keeping them afloat here.
I have done that to the best of my ability, but I cannot control the actions of all my lions, sir.
Vayu clicks his tongue, shaking his head once more.
I didn't ask for your excuses. After all, decorations don't complain to their owners. This could have been an uneventful night for your people, if you kept them in line better.
Diego growls under his breath, but Roland grips him tight on the shoulder. This amuses the fennec, his smile turning into a grin.
Enjoy the champagne, Roland. I, however, have a ball to host.
Vayu turns his back on the two lions, disappearing into a crowd that quickly surrounds him. As soon as he disappears, Diego pulls away from Roland.
Roland, what the hell? You didn't tell me that the bastard was an asshole.
I said, keep it down, Diego. I know how you feel, but you can't keep making trouble in a place like this.
Making trouble? I was just being myself and talking to other people, like you told me.
This is not the time and place, Diego. Not to mention how you carry yourself.
Diego cuts him off, shaking his head before storming off back to the group of lions behind Rowan.
Diego!
The younger lion ignores him, disappearing back to the corner the lions were assigned to stay in. Roland finally takes notice of me, and I immediately start sweating bullets.
Forgive us for what you saw.
He readjusts his glasses before walking back silently with the other lions. That was rough to watch. All of what that Vi was talking about, belittling and demeaning Roland and Diego, is this how Eden Corps treats its allies? White lions are probably a distinct group, but what would they gain from all of that?
Shitty thing to see, all that business.
Ray suddenly interjects, leaning towards me from the corner end of the bar.
You see, lions, wolves, and raccoons may be from different sides, but to these people, they're all the same trash. Doesn't matter if you're with or against them, you're gonna get the shortest end of the damn stick if they can help it, when they can't.
He looks towards the white lions.
They'll make you wish you just learned your place instead. And all of that because of some census data the dump company dredged up and formed their society around.
As soon as Ray finishes, my sound panels stop functioning, the controls getting overridden by the host of the ball. Bayou quickly jogs and climbs on top of the central stage, waving and greeting the guests.
Attention, everybody! If I could just have a moment of your valuable time, please.
A highlight mic connected to his person broadcasts his voice from the speakers of the hall, echoing from the entrance to the end.
On behalf of Her Eminence, Lady Evelyn Eden, I would like to thank you all for attending and contributing your wealth to the event and the charity. Though she herself may not be present at this time, I, the shooting star of Eden Corps, Vayu, have come in her place with all the love and gratitude she would have given you.
The guests applaud the Fennec, with Vayu nodding to them.
Now, as per the established program for the event, we shall be conducting our cultural exchange with Baylai City and Eden Island.
Crowds scatter from the center of the party as a hard light projection forms on it, presenting Bayline City being approached by a floating island, Eden Island.
Now, most of you are aware, but for those who brought their progeny to the ball, Her Eminence is not here, as she will arrive together with her paradise in the biannual event we call Eden's Reach. However, her kindness is not only advancing our society with her technology, but in sharing her blessings in our absence or presence. She conducts cultural exchanges whenever she can, this ball being one of many.
Bayou leaps into the air, landing perfectly on the hard light construction, shattering it from view.
And, as host of this party, I have chosen as our cultural exchange, from us Edenites, the Edenite Waltz. If any fair maiden would come and share this dance with me, I would be most honored.
The crowd clamors and cheers as women of all ages gather, creating a small circle around the rest. Bayou takes the hand of a random young lady as they dance to new music, also controlled by the Fennec. He's effectively rendered me useless, just like the White Lions. As I stare at the ever-changing partners dancing with Vayu, I see Diego stand firm toward a post nearby. The crowd starts to distance themselves from the lion, and Vayu takes notice. Slowly, he starts twirling and turning his partner closer to Diego, causing the lion to slowly panic. He tries to step out of the way, but as soon as he takes a step, Vayu's leg swoops over it, causing the lion to fall ungracefully forward, twisting his leg wrong in the process. I'd expect people to have the common decency to be concerned for such a dick move. A lion unable to pick himself up, but they just laugh. It takes 2 of his fellow lions to help him stand again, and even though there were able-bodied people that just needed to assist, as that bastard Fennec waltzes away scot-free. This isn't just a matter of a lion's pride, or whatever bullshit they're trying to spin. This isn't fair. None of it is. It's made even more clear as Diego still limps a bit as he's made to sit on the booth, still writhing in pain.
Fuck! 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 I almost broke my damn leg!
I can only focus on Diego as all manner of sounds erupt around me, slowly getting drowned out by a ringing in my ear. The last hints I can hear are the sound panels coming back up again, Bayo's voice followed by the applause. My gaze sours as I see Ray's dejected look, Diego's pain, and the rest of the lions in their corner, feeling helpless, and a crowd of people clamoring for more. Is this really the world I've been living in? As this was happening,
how's the perimeter, Oz?
Footsteps in the distance. Might want to try speeding things up.
I can only work so fast as this damn flash drive can clear through the banks of data per softlock. Sorry if I'm still too fucking slow, alright?
Shh. Someone's coming.
93, 95, 97. Got it. Let's get the hell out of here.
please don't hurt me!
Shit. He's going around the corners to the alarms. Oz!
Got it.
His body's fucking trigger the alarms. We gotta be in the dark soon.
We can still make it out before the Ox power comes online. Come on!
To be continued. Oh, man. Oh, now we get a peek of Eden's Reach society. I mean, we've seen the underside of it with how they essentially took all of Miles's stuff and kicked him out, and oh my gosh. Now we're getting a taste of it. Now we're getting a taste of it. I hope Vayu gets punched in the face, but yeah, let's go with that. Well done. Well done, Eden's Reach team. Oh man, this is fun. So, well, everyone have a nice day, and I will see you in the next video. Ciao.